Good morning. Aside from making the decision on whether to use stimulant medication to treat ADHD for your child, perhaps the other very difficult decision that you have to come across is whether to retain your child in a grade level if he or she is falling behind in school. This is very tough. And even before I get into the details, I have to say that this is a decision that must be made on a case to case basis because every child's situation is different. But as a general rule of thumb, I am against retaining a child or repeating a grade unless the underlying issue is being addressed. For example, if there is a specific learning disability like dyslexia, that must be addressed from an IEP perspective. The parents, assuming, is already working with the school. And when it comes to ADHD, I would definitely consider using the optimal medicine for managing the symptoms of ADHD before seriously consider retention because primarily the negative consequences of retention. As we all know, people with ADHD already suffer from lower self-esteem and he or she may doubt his ability and aptitude. And retention simply magnify that manyfold. As we know, in the school playground, in the setting, in the classroom, it can be a very intimidating environment, and kids can be mean. So, if your child's retained, there's no way of hiding that. As he or she sees all his friends gets promoted to the next grade, he gets retained in the same grade level. Unless, like I said, the underlying problems are being addressed, retaining in the same grade level simply cause him to relive the same nightmare and the same challenges as the previous academic year. But that's not to say that retention should never be considered because if your child is so behind academically that it doesn't make sense to be promoted to the next grade level because simply it would be a situation where he's set up to fail, then it's a necessary evil to retain him and have him repeat the same grade in order to master the academic skill that's necessary to be successful for the next grade level. But again, this is something that must be carefully discussed with the school counselor, the teacher. Parents need to weigh in. The child obviously needs to chime in when it comes to retention. But I also encourage you to discuss with your child's pediatrician. As a team, this decision must be made together, and only after careful consideration of the pros and cons. All right, I'm hoping that you won't be putting this difficult position, but if it's necessary, I hope you'll arrive at a decision that you can feel at ease with. All right, have a wonderful day. Bye bye.